know if do I get in trouble if I got from the stimulus check and the unemployment benefit?
No.
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 You sure?
Positive.
And so I'm a green card holder. If I want to go to Canada, like, can I exchange my status?
If you go to Canada, what?
Yes, so like what? Like if let's say Trump wins this next year, let's say, and I want to go to Canada, like can I exchange my status, like my 5 years like green card status?
You want, all right, so if Trump wins, you want to give up on America and you want to move to Canada?
Yes, like...
I have no idea how to move to Canada. I'm not a Canadian immigration lawyer. But if you move to Canada, you would give up your green card in America, that's for sure.
So, well, when I get to Canada, can I get the residency with the green card over here?
First of all,
never mind. Thank you, Brad.
You're very welcome, Jackie. First of all, you were mumbling your question, so I could barely hear you. But I think your question was, can you move to Canada? Yeah, move to Canada if you don't want to be here in America, but you would lose your green card. Let's go to Kim in Lakeland, Florida. Kim.
Hi, Uncle Brad.
How are you?
I'm good. I have a few questions.
Mm-hmm.
I am about to go to a divorce, and I have a marriage-based petition, and I want to file VAWA. Now, I was reading on the USC website that you have to notify the field office 30 days prior before you file or something to that effect. And then I also met with an attorney, and they were saying that I have to withdraw my petition and then refile everything all over again.
No, both wrong. Both wrong. You have an adjustment application pending right now, correct?
Yes, and I got as far as I haven't got I did the concurrent file. I haven't gotten anything about the EID, but they did send me let me know that my medical was missing, and they'll let me know if they need the interview for me to bring it, or they'll let me know if they're sending it in.
Okay, what you should do is this. Okay, put together the best VAWA application you can put together, file it. Get the receipt notice back. When you get the receipt notice back, you can write a letter to immigration with your case number for your pending adjustment. Let them know that you have filed a VAWA and you want to convert your pending adjustment application from a marriage adjustment to a VAWA adjustment, and they'll convert it. You can also convert it at the time of your interview. You don't even have to write them if you don't choose not to. You know, the only risk you have is that your spouse withdraws the case, is smart enough to withdraw the case, and then you never get an interview. So, you know, you could always just show up to your adjustment interview and say, hey, I filed a VAWA, here's my receipt notice, and the immigration officer will keep the case open also that way.
Okay, and well, because of everything with COVID, like I said, so all I got was just the letter about the medical. So right now, I guess I wouldn't hear anything back for another 12 months or a year, like 2 years or so.
I don't know. Maybe you'll hear. They're having interviews in New York right now. In August, there's lots of people getting interviews. So I don't know when you're going to hear back. We don't know when coronavirus will calm down in Florida or vice versa. So the answer is I don't know when you're going to get an interview. Nobody knows. File your VAWA, and if you're concerned your husband is smart enough to figure out how to withdraw your case, after you get the receipt notice back on your VAWA, make a photocopy of that receipt notice and mail it to the immigration office where you got your receipt notice for your adjustment, and let them know that you want to convert it.
Okay, thank you so much, Uncle Brad. I love your show.
Okay, thank you. Let's go to Melvin in Brooklyn, Minnesota. Melvin.
Yes, bro.
What's going on?
I have some fear. I have adjustment of status pending.
Right.
Yeah, and I got married in 2018. But my wife, she been maltreating me, and for most of the time, or sometimes she would tell me that,
what is the maltreatment that you're getting?
Yes, like I was on the road because I was driving a truck, and she told me to come home to leave the job. When I went home, she was when we are asleep, because she had 2 children outside when I met her. So for every time we are asleep, she and the children's father always are communicating, and when I tell her that it is not the rightful time, and she begins to.
So she's
insult
texting.
me.
She's texting with another man who happens. She happens
Yes.
to be the father of
Texting,
the
and
children.
the man calling her.
And
Yes.
and then when you say something to her, are they texting about the children, or are they
No.
having a cute, flirtatious
They
thing?
still having an affair.
An affair,
because-
okay. Because there's a
Yeah.
difference. I mean, you do have to co-parent with this man. He's part of the children's life. So sometimes you have to, hey, who's picking who up at school today? That type of thing. That's a lot different than, hey, what are you wearing? What are you doing right now in bed?
Yeah,
I mean, those are two different
yeah,
things,
And sometimes, and sometimes she leaves the room at night at 2 a.m., at 3 a.m., and goes in the living room to communicate with this guy.
All right, so
Yes.
that's not
And-
abuse. That's just a
and she
cheating.
even-
That's a
and she
cheating
even-
wife. That's a cheating wife.
Yes, and she even went as far as going to the bank and telling the bank that they should move my name from on the account.
All right, so
Yes.
why are you still there? Just to get a green card?
No, already now I'm not at the house. I have to move
You moved out.
from there. Yeah, because
Okay.
there,
So
because there were a lot of things.
we got to figure out how to get you a green card now, right?
Yes.
All right. And you never got. So your choice is this, and we can talk about it off the air. Your choice
All right.
is to build a extreme emotional abuse case. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. I don't know enough yet. Get divorced and marry somebody else and fall in love again, or bring lots of flowers and chocolates and try to make up. Those are your three choices. That's what everybody has. Hold on one second, okay?
Okay.
All right. Let's go to David in Brooklyn. David.
Oh, Brad.
Hi,
Good evening,
David. How are
sir.
you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good, good. What's going on?
Fine. Good. Brad, good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, actually, I got married into 2018,
Right.
and I live in Texas with my wife.
Okay.
But I got a job in New York.
Mm-hmm.
That I come to New York to work, and after the last interview in 2019 January.
Where?
2019 January.
Where?
In Texas. In Texas.
Did you get a green card?
No, till now I've not gotten my
Okay,
green
so
card.
David-
They just said.
David, let me give you some
Yep.
advice. Okay.
Yep.
All right. And this goes for everybody.
Yeah.
Immigration is unlikely to approve your case if your wife lives in Texas and you live in New York. The excuse, I came to New York for a job, is an excuse that they hear every day. They don't buy it. They don't believe it, whether it's true or not. The fact is, in order to get a green card, you have to prove a bona fide marriage. And under the immigration rules and regulations, a bona fide marriage is a husband and wife who live together and have a financial relationship. You're not living with her right now, so you're going to have a problem getting a green card, even though it may be a real marriage.
Yeah, Brad. I go home all the time, like every month.
Mm-hmm.
And she comes to visit me sometimes in New York.
You may prove it's a real marriage. I am saying
Yeah.
it is unlikely that you will be able to do it. So I've seen people do it. I would say less than 10% are successful with that case. Just based on my observance of those type of cases. So you gave yourself a 90% chance of getting your application denied and getting put in deportation in Texas, which is a horrible place to be put in deportation. The judges stink there. They don't help immigrants there for a better paying job. Short term, maybe you're getting a little more money in your pocket. Long term, very bad decision. That's probably why you haven't even gotten called yet. Or probably why maybe they're investigating you. I don't know. But it's a problem for you, David. You don't live with your wife. It's a problem. Even though you may consider it a good marriage, immigration, to get a green card, The purpose of, let me ask you this question, David. What do you think? What do you think the purpose of? Why would the U.S. government give a green card to someone who's married to a U.S. citizen?
I think because of the commitment in it.
No. The United States government gives somebody a green card who's married to a U.S. citizen because they want to keep, it's called family reunification. That's actually what the law is, family reunification. You want to have families together. The idea is we don't want to keep families apart. But if your family is already apart, you're in New York, she's in Texas, you're already defeating the purpose of the law. Now, you can try to prove it's still a real marriage. I am telling you, it's unlikely. You have a problem. Hold on. All right? Just telling you life. It's a life thing problem now. And that's short, and a lot of people do it. A lot of people move for jobs. And as far as I'm concerned, it's very short-sighted. Because in the short term, maybe you make a couple extra dollars by moving and getting a better paying job, but in the long term, you screw yourself up with immigration. You end up having to pay lawyers for deportation and all sorts of things that you wouldn't have otherwise had to do. Plus, you're traveling back and forth. That's got to cost money too. Thomas in Fort Myers, Florida. Thomas.
Hi, Brad. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
My husband, I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
Good.
My husband is petitioning for my daughter. She is 5 years old. She's here. She came on a visitor's visa. Now, I'm one of his dependents. He makes like $35,000 for the year on one W-2, like 41 on another, and 55 on another.
So he has 3 different jobs.
No, these are for like 29.
I see, for each particular year. Okay.
Right. Would we need another sponsor? No.
Not necessarily, not for a family of 3. If the 55 was in the past year, no. But you will need to show that you can support yourself and you have a paying job, or you have the ability to get a paying job based on your skills and education.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Another question. Will they send a notice for an interview for a 6-year-old?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. All right. Let's go to Blessing in Dallas, Texas. I think we spoke with Blessing before. Blessing.
Hey, Brad.
How are you? I spoke with you the other day, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because I remember your name. You have a very unique name. That's why I remember it.
Thank you, Brad. Thank you, Brad. You're such a wonderful person.
What's going on?
Yeah, so I did ask about my U.S. citizen spouse filing for my kids. They live in Nigeria, but we try to we're putting up document. I want to know, she wants to know what else we need to put in besides the birth certificate, ID, and petitions itself. What else do we need to put in?
For filing the I-130 for your children.
Yes, sir.
And that's your wife, but she's not the mother of the children.
No.
Okay, so you're going to put a copy of your marriage certificate, proof of her citizenship, and the children's birth certificates, which hopefully indicate you're the father. If either of you were married previously, divorce decrees or death certificates from prior spouses. That's it.
I was granted asylum on 2016.
Right.
So I have to wait on I was granted asylum in 2017, so I have to wait on 2018 before applying for my green card.
Correct.
So after that, I applied for my green card and the traveling document. So the traveling document came They sent me the travel document after they said they transfer my kids to Texas.
So what's the problem?
The green card, they transferred it to Texas. So almost 2 years from now, I didn't hear from them. So I don't know what's the problem.
Problem is Donald Trump, immigration. Where are you from, Nasser?
I'm from Ghana.
All right. They don't like Donald Trump doesn't like Africans. He doesn't like refugees. He doesn't like people who file for amnesty. It's a whole combination of reasons. All right. So you have 2 choices. You can wait, or you can come see me and we can file what's called a mandamus. A mandamus is a lawsuit against the federal government. They're violating your rights. And you have a right to get a green card in a relatively immediate time. And relative to immigration could be 6, 9, 12 months. but they don't have a right to hold up your green card for 2+ years, unless, of course, you did something wrong. But assuming you did everything right, you would be looking at you would be looking at a mandamus now.
Right.
All right. So hold on one second. All right. Let's go to Janet in Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Janet.
Hey, Uncle Brad.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good.
What's going on?
I have 2 questions.
Yes.
My husband filed for his daughter from Jamaica. She's over 21. The priority date is May 19, 2014. Can you tell me how long of a wait he have right now?
Is your husband's a resident or a citizen?
He's a citizen.
All right. So is she single?
Yes, she is.
Okay, so right now they're up to July 8th, 2014. So she's eligible for her green card immediately, except Donald Trump put a ban on immigration till the first of the year. So I would assume the ban will be up by the first of the year, and sometime early next year she'll get her green card.
Okay, but we haven't received any documents or anything from them?
From the National Visa Center, you got nothing?
Nothing.
Have you called the You should have gotten letters for fee bills and everything else about a year and a half ago.
Nothing. All I have is a receipt from USCIS.
Oh, you never got an approval?
No.
All right, then you need to come see me immediately, or give us a call. Okay, hold on one second.
Right. I have another question.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I have a goddaughter in Jamaica that I take care of. Is there anything I can do to bring her here?
Where's the mother and father of this daughter?
She has no father, but she lives with her mom. But I pay school fee and everything for her.
How are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, I am.
All right. How old is this child?
17. She's going to be 18 in September.
It's too late. You had to do an orphan petition before 16.
Oh, okay.
All right. But we can talk when you have a consultation about what type of visa we can get her here on, whether a student visa, something.
Okay. Thank you, Uncle Fred.
Hold on one second. All right. Let's go to Cynthia in Los Angeles. Cynthia.
Hi.
Hi.
So I have a quick one. I live in a county in Los Angeles, but work close to Riverside County. I stay in Los Angeles, but I've heard that some counties have a shorter wait time for the N400. So I want to get your opinion on the matter. Does it make any difference where you file from? Like if I move and file from Riverside County instead of Los Angeles County, is it going to help me have a shorter wait time?
It could, depending on where you live. It may. I don't know what the wait time is between counties in California off the top of my head, but certainly different areas of the United States have different waiting times, yes.
Okay, another question. So my husband went to apply for a non-immigrant visa back home in Africa and was put on administrative processing. The first day they were like, come back for your visa, but then when he went to get it, they were like, oh, it's in administrative processing. This was in September last year.
What do you mean a nanny visa? He got sponsored to be somebody's nanny?
He was just, non-immigrant. Like
non-immigrant. Oh, okay. For what?
Yeah.
A visitor's visa?
Yes.
Where's he from? Where's he from?
Kenya.
Kenya. And so he got turned down for his tourist visa. It's your husband?
My husband, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he's not American. He's over there. And he was just
You're a resident. You're a resident.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Most likely they denied him because they denied him or will deny him for what's called an immigrant intent because he has a wife who's a permanent resident. They're going to say file for him. So what you should do is file the visa petition for him now, because who knows when you're going to become a U.S. citizen, and then if you become a U.S. citizen, upgrade it. And that's the only way you're going to ultimately get him here, probably.
Is that the I-30?
I-130? Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right. You're very welcome. Thanks for watching. For more Brad Show Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.